Hi guys. How we doing today?
Good.
Happy Sunday. Hello to our experienced family out there. I know we have not been with y'all for a while, but if you're catching all of our experience episodes, we were on our Wednesday show all together. It was the experienced ladies plus Mr. Chocolate. So we decided to bless you guys on this Sunday. But before we do that, how has everyone been? Everybody enjoying their Black History Month?
It's
Yes.
good. Yes, it's been
Yeah,
good.
A lot
Yeah.
going on in BHM. It's a lot going
yeah.
on. It's a
I
lot.
mean, we try to keep up, right? It's yes. So
It's
I
a
agree.
lot going on.
And this is why we cannot box ourselves into 1 month.
We
Black
never will.
excellence cannot be limited.
Well, all the foolery too. The foolery cannot
Oh
be
yeah, the
limited
foolery
either.
too. I'm trying not to focus on that. We get that all the time.
Yeah, but it's like the fool, the I don't even know if we want to talk about this, but there's a lot of foolishness going on right
Well,
now.
well, bless us with a little bit before we talk about our topic, which, by the way, those of you who watching, the topic is caution, returning to the dating pool.
Mm.
We're gonna talk about some of those things. You know, there's piranhas in the pool, there's
Ooh,
pee in the pool.
it's just a
There
mess.
ain't no water though.
Mm-mm. No, I was talking about like this thing that's going on with Beyonce and her country song.
Yeah,
And they dragging it. But what kills me is that if anybody who's a true Beyonce fan or anybody who doesn't know, Beyonce had a country song on Lemonade. Like
she's from Texas. What do
yes,
y'all
I mean
expect?
like, but it was a country song on Lemonade, right? And she
Mhm.
actually performed that song on the CMAs. So I guess we have a short term memory loss. So, like Dorothy,
Oh no, no. What it is these new Beyonce fans? They confused because they have no idea. If you've been following her portfolio, Beyonce been throwing country songs in there forever.
Yeah,
She's well, she's also diverse with a lot of she wants to
Exactly.
showcase her. I can do this, I can do this opera type of thing, I
She's
can do
an
this pop.
artist. It just annoys me because people just have to have something to
But
talk
it's
about.
not just Beyonce fans. I was seeing
Everybody.
like yeah. But guess what? Y'all watching it, that's why y'all could hate on it. So she making money anyway.
yeah.
Like it's insane to me. But anyway, I just go girl. Okay, I'm here for all the entrepreneurship ventures, girl. All the lines.
They
Anything that's
better
going to be
mind it
as a
yeah.
people. Yeah, invest in that
I
black
mean,
man.
like with anything else, if you like it, great. If you don't like it, shut up and move on.
Okay, you don't have to like everything. Like it's fine. So
Mm-mm.
yeah.
But that's good. So, anything else? You were talking about there's a lot of tomfoolery going on. So,
I mean like I don't watch the news anymore. I really don't watch the news anymore because I get like the agita is like real bad. But it's like, so
you're such a New Yorker.
I hear things here and there, and I mean, there's so much going. It's just like it's it's BHM. It's like can we focus on like you said, the black excellence and the blackness. But every once in a while, like I was reading someplace, they were like, oh, one of the greatest artists ever lived. He's a legend. Justin Timberlake. I said, okay, see, we could have waited until March for that. That could have waited until March Madness. You know what I'm saying?
He's not even white chocolate. What's going on
But
right
it's
now?
like no, but it's like it's the stuff like that. It's like sometimes you gotta like say no, not to no, we're not doing that. That's not a thing. Please, everybody needs to chill out.
It's
But
a distraction thing.
it is definitely distraction. But
It's a distraction thing.
People are talking about it.
Well, another distraction that I've been just catching up on today is the Atlanta DA. I might mess her name up, but is it Fannie Willis?
Is it? I think so.
Oh,
I
you
mean,
know what? That she was sitting on the trial and she was straightening the people out.
She was straightening as only Atlanteans can say. She was getting straightening. She was straightening things right on out. As nobody could. And I was loving it. But what she said was so poignant to me in one of her statements to the defense was that I'm not the one on trial.
Come on.
That part.
Come on.
And I was like, hey, I don't know what we were trying to do. So when we talked about, when y'all just mentioned about distraction, Like, that's what made me think about her and her situation. Like, we are trying to create distractions in the midst of truth,
Absolutely.
and the truth will stand. So I'm just waiting to see how all this gonna play out, because it's doing a bit much.
It's a lot. It's
It
a
is
lot.
a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of a lot, so for those of you who watch us and are experienced family, subscribed and liked, you'll know that Dr. Royal Rain has always, shared her ventures of when she was single and now that she's married. For so many years, she's not. What? What'd you say? What's that?
It's married.
Showing her.
Oh yeah,
Showing her
she's
evidence.
married. And it's not now. She's been married, right?
Her evidence.
Yeah, and have her evidence. But she hasn't been in the dating pool in quite some time. So Dr. Royal Rain is going to provide us single heads or us dating pool heads some questions for us to answer. But I'm gonna start off with the dating pool has no water in it. It is pee. It is brokenness. It is doo-doo. It is dookie. It is lies, it's deceptions, and there are a few out there that avoid it at all costs because it is just a lot to maneuver in this day and time. So that being said, the floor is yours, Doc.
So let's just jump on in, and I'm going to start with my upper right hand corner, Miss Tay, Miss Madam Pleasure Plug, and then I'm going to tell you the order, so that way you can get yourself braced and ready. So good evening, everyone. I'm going to be moderating this lovely conversation tonight. I'm coming to you live and direct as Dr. Royal.
And we
So-
don't know the questions ahead of time, people.
The ladies do not know the questions. They tried to get a preview. I don't do previews. So you guys are going to get authenticity tonight. Not that you haven't before, but you really going to get some authenticity tonight. So so from Madam Pleasure Plug, we're going down to Miscommunication. And of course, because of the fact that, Pearl is the host with the most, so I'm going to save her comments for last, but we're going to do that order. So here's the first question, because Pearl just mentioned that there's no water. And I'm going to try to segment this because what she just said was a lot. She put a whole lot in there. So what I heard is that there's no water in the pool. I also heard that there is doo-doo in the water.
Dookie.
There is urine in the water. We got pee floating around. So the pool is
a potty. It's like a potty.
Yeah, it's a porta potty. Even though we don't have any water. She said there's no water. So, Madam Tay, good evening, dear.
Hey there.
Please grace us with your explanation, because from my understanding, you feel the same way. All of you ladies feel the same way. So elaborate on this no water pool that has doo-doo and pee-pee in it.
Absolutely. I'll be happy to do that. Thank you.
It's gonna be this kind of show tonight, huh?
Listen, no, really, because that was a wonderful description, but I'm gonna interpret it for y'all because I feel like the people just not getting it. They don't understand what we're saying. Like, what do you mean? Let me break down for you. So what that translates to is, okay, now brokenness, that was clear. Y'all got that part, right? A lot of brokenness. As far as the feces and the urine, I think that translates to limited options. Let's start there. Very, very limited options. And then what is available and what's stepping up. That's key. That is key.
What is stepping
Why
up?
y'all just sitting on y'all motherfucking couch, just watching YouTube all day and not really putting forth an actual physical effort. It matters, all right? Y'all talking about chivalry and all this. So what happened to you taking me out instead of sliding in my DM? Anyway, okay. So
And you've said that before too.
So quality. That's what I'll say. That's what I'll say. Lack of quality, lack of confidence, and these are just things that I see, things that I come across, and I'm not attracted to lack of confidence, because when I feel a lack of confidence, I expect you to have that. You know what I mean? Or we, having a transfer or an exchange in which we, feel from each other. But yet just come to me as a whole person. Like that's it. Get a little therapy or be open to having different perspectives, because it's tainted. I'll use that word. The dating pool is tainted with a bunch of low quality, low confident,
Low effort. That's what you said.
low effort individuals. And that's on both ends. I'm not gonna say, hey, it's all the men.
Oh yeah, men and women.
And that's on both ends. Yeah, will that suffice? Or you
I want to hear from you all. I'm just here for it. Because I have follow-up. So continue, Miss Communication.
So as far as the ratio of single men to women, right? In the United States, there's about 90 men per every 100 women. So already,
did you just look that up?
I had to, because someone else
there's actually not more women than men.
No, someone else said something else. Someone else said something else to me about a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't understand it. But it's like it's different for females of color, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's just what the census says. But I know for a fact that due to different reasons, being incarceration, being all kinds of stuff. There's reasons why there's less men of color that are single and available than to women, right? So if a man has, for every one man, there's 12 women out there. There's that, right? So it's disproportionate. There's a lot of disproportionate stuff going on. Then you have the whole idea that men are literally different than the men that from back in the day, right? So the consciousness is completely different. Like there are men who are actually out there saying, well, we're going to go Dutch and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And there's this weirdness where there's like, when you said no effort, none whatsoever now. And it's funny because, again, I've decided I'm no longer in the pool. I got out the pool.
because it's dirty.
I'm out that thing.
Look what Bravado said.
Yeah.
Bravado, you ain't asking. That's what I'm saying.
They stuck on the wrong one, brother. They stuck on the wrong one.
It's supposed to be for men of color. It's supposed to be for every one man, it's 12 women. But again, I decided I had to get out that pool because it be messing with it. It's not fun in there. You know what I'm saying? If you literally are swimming around in a bunch of pee and dookie, and it's sometimes you have to say to yourself, do I really want to be in that pee and dookie environment? Let me just take myself out of it for a little while. So I've told myself that I will be, purposely single, on purpose for the rest of 2024. That's it. We no.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like that sometimes,
Just like, oh, okay.
I choose me,
I guess it's my turn.
It is your turn, but before you speak, because I failed to say, those that are in the audience, this conversation is open to all intimate relationships. So even though a lot of the dialogue that you will hear will be dialogue of heterosexual relationships, whether you are your preferred lifestyle is bi, or if you are of the homosexual community, this conversation is open to all because I want to hear and learn from you all. So if you all that are in the bi or even homosexual community have some thoughts, please feel free to drop and chime because I got questions. So, okay. So I just want to throw that out there because sometimes people may get turned off. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, oh, y'all are talking about this particular sanction and not all of us. So there it is. All right, Pearl, you got the floor. I am so ready.
Before I say anything, shout out to our favorite one of our favorite African Americans men,
Yes.
Bravado. Thank you for the support. Always, always, always.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
You
All
are
right.
the man.
So, my view on the dating pool, I do feel there's a lack of effort. I think it's a lack of empowered people, and knowing who they are, and so they come to you because they've gotten used to, or they've adapted to their brokenness, but not realize that. And people don't tell you this. When you do the healing and you've taken care of yourself, you can really see someone else's brokenness. And so you go into the dating pool and people expect what didn't work with the last to work with you, versus just kind of going, well, let me see what I could have done better. People lack the ability to communicate effectively. Just because words are coming out my mouth don't mean anything. I feel like in the dating pool, it's literally a revenge pool. Like, I'm going to take out on you what the last person did to me, right? I also think that as we get older, because none of us are spring chickens, I think as we get older, we get stuck in our ways, and it's harder for us to compromise.
So could it also be the toleration for foolishness is also like real low? And well, we're stuck in our ways. This worked for me. It's worked for me in my 5 years of singleness, and nobody's gonna come in and tell me different. I think the last thing is, we come in already with the expectation that's gonna fail, because we do. We come in already like it's not gonna work. The pool is full of doo-doo. You know, we're like, it's not gonna work. So we're already waiting for the reason to abandon ship, because again, we're not healed from the hurt that we had before. I think also from my experience, we have two issues. We have the extreme of too much expectation, and we have the extreme of not enough expectation. And when you have not enough expectation, you are comfortable in disappointment. You are not empowered by yourself of what your value and your worth are. And then lastly, I promise, it's all the bad ones that's the loudest in the pool. The good ones are not loud. It's the bad ones that are very like in your face. And it seems like that's all that's out there. And so they distract you from the good ones, which that might take a little more effort to find or be with. Okay. That's it for me in the pool. Cause I'm gonna swim through the dookie to tell you what's good.
Not even there.
So yeah.
So,
Lord. Oh boy. Oh boy.
So, several things I've heard this evening. So, my question for you all is, who actually defines tainted? Because what I keep hearing is the water, and again, this pool. So two parts, because what I heard is there's no water in the pool. So if there's no, if there's no water in the pool, then what you swimming through? Because you're not swimming up. No. Listen to me.
Okay.
If there's no water in the pool, there's nothing in this pool. All you have is this concrete hollow shell.
Correct.
There's no water. So what exactly are you allegedly swimming through? Because there's no water. So what that tells me, loves, is that y'all are walking on concrete and you're stepping over urine and jumping over pee-pee puddles.
Pee-pee puddles?
Okay?
I mean, can I just add this? That doesn't mean, or maybe miscommunication and Tay are not going to agree. That doesn't mean that we're not tainted too. That's why we're in the pool, right?
Well, hold on, because that's where I'm going.
Just being real.
This is where I'm going.
I think
this is, and that's why I want to bring some clarity here, because my question, after I put that in context, is who actually defines tainted? Because what is tainted to you all ladies may not be tainted to the opposite of this conversation.
Meaning other people who are dating?
meaning other people may see you as the one that is tainted.
I'm sure.
So
I'm
let's
sure.
have a, so how do who's
I agree with that too, but I also think, like, in terms of the perspective that there's no water in the pool, I don't believe that. That's not how I look at it. That's how Pearl looks at it, and I get that. I get
okay.
that. 'Cause that's
Okay.
but I don't believe that. So standing on the premise that there is water, and I am attempting to swim in here,
Yes,
then
ma'am.
that just means I'm maneuvering
Around.
attempting, trying to, but I'm not. I'm still running into the shit. That's why I know
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
in here. So that's how I'm looking at it. And I get, again, Pearl, like, I get what you're saying. But for me, as for me in my house, okay, we attempting, because that, like, swimming is a big thing for me. Like, that's a big thing for me mentally. So if I'm consciously making the intentful decision to be in here,
Yes.
like, that's what makes me so frustrated, because I'm already in here and I'm not a good swimmer. Okay. Like,
Gotcha.
you know what I'm saying? So, like, it's different for me. And I wanted to just offer that so you can,
Okay, no, thank you.
That's good that you said that, because here's the difference between me and you. I did not come back to the pool at all. I'm being real. We're being real, right? This is a real thing.
Yeah, no, that's your truth.
I did not come back to the pool at all until I felt I could maneuver. I didn't put my toe out like, no, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready
yet. Head first, ain't got
no sister.
I'm like,
because I was like, how can I ask someone for something that I'm not, dare to give either? Like, that's crazy, right? Well, you gotta be beep. I'm over here working on the 2, telling you gotta have the 5. That's me. That's me, because I felt like it was challenging enough already to also come with things that, like, okay, it's challenging to find the right person, but now I'm not even sure I know how to maneuver. No, I get it. And that's fine. I'm just saying I was different. I avoided it at all.
Okay. What you got to say, miscommunication? I see you over there, two heading.
Well, here's the thing. I think that I've gone through a lot of stuff in my past relationships, right?
Mm-hmm.
That, and they always say God gives you lessons until he's ready to give you a blessing, right? Yep. And they've all been lessons. Lessons. My last relationship, like recent last relationship, didn't last long because I feel as though there was literally something there was something wrong. We talked every day and everything like that, but there was a point where I felt like, something ain't right here. And being the kind of person that I am, I didn't just let it go. I had to say, wait, what's going on? What's up? What's going on? Mm-hmm. Now, the old Lynn would have said, I probably would have just, shrugged it off. Oh, he's in a bad mood. This, that, and third. But no, this time I was like, what's wrong? Something's not right. I don't feel this. Something's not right. Now, I say all of this to say that last lesson taught me, one, your authenticity is your authenticity. You got to be authentic to yourself, right? Mm-hmm. Now, if someone doesn't receive you the way receive you the way you're giving them, then you need to, like, figure something else out. Have a conversation, something, right? But again, it didn't leave me with a bad taste in my mouth as much as I needed to recalibrate. So right now I'm recalibrating, and I'm recalibrating me. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he or she at this point is out there, because I feel as though God's going to send me my person, and whatever, that, turns out to be, that's what's going to be. So I think I'm a little bit more, like, that's what I said. I'm out of the pool. I'm sitting on the side. I got my little beach chair and I got my towel, and I'm going to sit here and I'm going to chill for a little while, and I'm going to figure out what it is that I want so that I know how to better to communicate it to other people. So that's where I'm at. That's why I'm sitting here. I'm like, because I'm trying not to be a problem in a situation. That makes any sense.
Mm-hmm. So,
she's taking notes. Go ahead, girl.
I am. And so, with that, thank you, miscommunication. So I'm going to go back to something, and then I'm going to spring back forward. So, to tie this all together. So, one thing that I heard Tay you mention is that there's a lack of effort, and I heard Pearl mention that as well. Ladies, would you elaborate on what do you mean by lack of effort? And then I'm going to follow up with a question on that.
Do you want me to go first, Tay? You good?
Well, we got to go in order, Doc, right?
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Tay. Go ahead, Tay.
Oh, look, I ain't want. Okay, I'm gonna look. I'm getting information. I'm ready. I'm ready. But no, so what I meant by that is the lack of effort in terms of actually approaching a woman. Like, don't it's just a lack of stepping up to even express interest. However you do that is however you do that. I'm not saying how you have to do it, right? But it, in a respectful way. let's start there, because that's what men want. Men want respect, right? And I'm not saying I'm demanding it, but that's something at least you should come out the gate with, especially if you're trying to get in the door. That's just how I'm, y'all, logical, right? So that's it. I don't really think it's too much outside of that, because it's not well, you got to do it this way, because I have no preference. Just do it in a respectful manner and actually physically do it.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like, you want me to be soft and all this other stuff? Okay, well, show up. Say something. Say something.
Not show up. No, they want you to be a mind reader.
Yeah, like, how I'm supposed to know? Like, oh, I had all these years. Really? Really? Like, that's all,
But I think
No,
they
but
had a lot to do with-
got you. That makes sense, because you and I put a little hook back to my note, because you said earlier, and when you first explained why there's doo-doo and pee-pee and what that means, you said men are sliding into your DMs. So I'll
Yes.
hook that back around to what you mean by lack of confidence, and as well as lack of effort. Received it, got it, coming back around to you. Hold on. Go ahead, Pearl.
For me, I feel that when people are searching for relationships, they think it's a destination versus a journey. And what I say is like, okay, I got the cat, I got the dick, whatever. We good. She like it, I like it. Boom. We're good. It's not that. It is literally a journey. We are not on a sprint when we want a relationship. We are on a marathon. We have to continuously do the thing that got that person to keep going, right? I think from my experiences in the past, it was a destination. Well, I did this, this, and this. Boom, gotta. Like, okay. What are we doing next, right? I definitely can agree with the DMs. I think my DMs, the things that come through a DM, has more effort than anything. I mean, anything else. But again, it's because that approach is that quick gratification. All right, I got her attention, I got his attention, or we smashed uglies and now we're good, right? This person likes me, I'm good. Okay, well, what you do to get somebody is what you got to keep doing to keep them, and then some, right? Like Royal, if your husband was doing exactly what he did the first day or the first week he met you, it might not be 20 years later.
It is. He ain't changed. That's what for God. Go ahead. Continue.
We don't even get that much.
No, but I'm being very serious. Like, seriously.
Be consistent, though. I'm with that. I'm with
consistent. Yeah. All right, I'll take the consistency. So what I'm gonna say, effort with consistency. Is that better?
Oh, good God.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate for 1 second, because I have several single male friends, and a lot of them are in my age group and a little older, or whatever the case may be. And one of the things that there is that there is a rejection part, right? Mm-hmm. And then there's also a expectation part. Mm-hmm. So so for a man, men are basically taught from an early age, some of them, especially the men in our age group, that you talk to a young lady, it doesn't work out, you say, hey, she doesn't give you any play, you keep it pushing.
Yeah.
Well, nowadays it's like they almost like they mad at you because I gave you this attention and now you're not giving it back to me. What's good? And it's like almost angry and mad or whatever, right?
No, it is angry and mad because they don't like the rejection.
Right. Because rejection is not an easy thing. I don't care who it is. Rejection is not a good thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have that part. So as much as effort that it takes for a man to say to you, hey, hi, my name is Sam and I'm, whatever. Mm-hmm. It takes a lot of courage on their part to say these things sometimes because they don't know if, Tay's going to pop off. What you talking to me for? Like, it's a thing, you know what I'm saying? So there's that part. But then there's also this other thing where there are so many people out there where there's so many different types of women out there, right? So you might find a woman that might pop off. You might find a woman that might giggle and smile. You might find there's a whole lot of different variables and not everybody is willing to deal with the variables, right? That's the thing. A lot of people have what this fantasy in their mind as to what it's supposed to look like. Mm-hmm. And when that fantasy doesn't become a reality, now you're looking for an out as opposed to really and truly living in truth and saying, wait a minute, that's not real. Like what you see on TV is not real. What whatever fairy tale were told is not for real. None of this shit is real. So if you really and truly don't understand that a relationship is an everyday thing, it is continuous, especially if you want it, and it takes actual effort and work, then you don't get out the pool too. You just need to be sitting on the sidelines with me waiting to figure this shit out before you jump back in that thing. And a lot of people are not doing that. And a lot of people are lying. So they'll say, I mean, I've been on a lot of sites. Don't get me wrong. I've been to Plenty of Fish. Pick a site. I've been on it. Okay. And you'll meet a guy and a guy will, everything will be okay and everything will be great. And then the person's, what's that thing called again? Representative leaves. And now you're no longer dealing with the representative who was representing himself as A, B, C, and D. And now you're dealing with Sam, crazy, nutty.
Not Sam crazy.
But I'm just using, I can't think of another name. I don't know why. But Sam or Samantha, it doesn't matter who it is. But
Don Juan, crazy. Go ahead.
Now you're dealing with somebody who you don't even recognize because that wasn't the person who they represented themselves to be in the first place.
I agree.
It's different when you're trying to hide things from people because sometimes you don't want to show everybody you're crazy. You want to show everybody your whatevers. But when a person comes to you like you in pieces and expecting you to they come to you whole in the beginning and they're all whole and wonderful.
Do
and
they
then
come to us whole or do we get distracted by good penis or good vagina?
See, here's the thing. Penis
because
and vagina,
once you put sex in the mix, we start ignoring some of the red flags because our back is being blown out or we're getting good head and we don't want to admit that. We jump into sex very quickly.
In all aspects, like with the sex and without the sex, I think people are layered, and it's like you got to peel back the layers.
But I just feel like when you put good sex in the picture, it makes it harder to see.
I mean, no, I agree.
I'm not telling everybody wait till they married. Please, don't start writing me. Okay. What I'm saying, it does become somewhat of a distraction. I mean, let's be 100. You've been out. Let's say you've been out of the dating pool, that's what we're calling it, for a while, and then you get in there and the first dude you meet is like stroke, like really doing it. You're not gonna be like, oh, something's wrong with him right away. The satisfaction of that sexual experience is gonna prolong you seeing some of the things you need to see. It's just a fact. It's just like if a dude is getting good head, it's gonna be. I'm sorry.
Like just close your fucking legs because you wouldn't have them issues. And you wouldn't be blinded by the dick if you just don't test it right away.
You're
just
right.
Give yourself some time. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
What has he done? I'll pose this question and I'm gonna shut up. What has he done to deserve such things?
Pass the plate.
Like, no, because that's some real shit. Like that's what I live my life by. Like I'll ask him to go quick. Okay, I will. Absolutely. Can we go out on a date? Can we do it? What have you done to deserve such things? Okay, because my time is valuable. Like we gotta stand on some shit now. Like for real. Like yes, I agree with what we saying, but on some real, let's stand on something and let's make these niggas show up. Or I'm sorry, let's make these
No,
men,
you said it right.
men
It's
show
BHM.
because they not going to if we
But
don't
my
try-
camera came back on right on time.
Shut up! I ain't talking about you.
No, but seriously, seriously, what you're saying is true. It's like at the end of the day, if you take sex out off the table, totally off the table for
It's not an option. You working for everything else now. Let's see what you made of, sir. Absolutely, for real.
So-
for real.
Dr.
So
Brown got
that's-
something else. Go ahead.
No, because that's where I'm getting ready to go next, which is I'm hearing everything that you ladies are sharing. And one recurring thought that enters my mind that I have a note here is we talk about healing. But the reality, ladies, is nobody, even myself, is fully healed.
Yeah, healing is a ongoing.
You don't.
Mhm.
You just don't.
I don't know.
No, you don't. You don't. And I'm gonna tell you how you know you haven't. And you can keep practicing and practicing, and you still ain't gonna be fully healed. You know why?
Fully healed. I said it's
No, I'm talking about being fully healed.
Oh,
Nobody,
No.
nobody is fully healed,
Agreed.
male or female or indifferent. For my trans community, nobody is ever fully healed. And the reason why, oftentimes when I'm hearing conversation about this subject, my mind goes there because when we talk about lack of confidence or lack of effort, it may be a situation where, again, certain things that are triggers for one or the other may appear, but is it really a true red flag? Or are you still dealing with some mess? You yourself still dealing with some mess, and now you're calling it a red flag when it's possibly not a red flag at all. It's just that you still got this crack in you that will never be sealed. So when you see a glimpse of it, it's like, oh shit, there it is.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say yes and no. Why I'm gonna say no is something that's a red flag for me is not gonna be a red flag for Tay.
No.
And
I'm
something
speaking
that's a
for
red
just
flag for Tay.
individual.
Yeah. No. I know you're talking. I'm saying in general. I agree with you that healing is not a one and done, not a 10 and done. It's a all the time. Because guess what? We discover new things that trigger us. However, healing does allow you to deal with something differently than you would have if you did not address things. A woman or a man who's been abused needs to learn how to deal with situations where they're not always acting as an abused individual. That is a part of healing. You cannot be that rah person you were that was in survival mode when you're abused. That is part of healing. However,
I was gonna say that's different. It's different because it's a journey. Remember, it's a journey.
But that's what I said. It's always happening.
But it looks
right?
different too. Yeah.
But this is why you have people who come into relationships and they are angry or they always want to yell and nah, because they're still over there where they got broke down. I again agree 1,000%. No one is just boop, I'm healed. Because you're discovering new triggers. But red flags, I think, can be more of this is a red flag. Can I deal with it? Or can I not deal with it?
But again, it might not even be a red flag.
It is for me, and that's all that matters. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I said, a red flag.
Okay, but hold on. And see this, I'm gonna speak.
No,
Y'all want me? I'm gonna bring it now
Come on.
because when you say it's a red flag, what may be a red flag for each of you, right? Because I'm not speaking in general terms, because everybody is different, right? So what may appear as a red flag may just be a snippet of something. Matter of fact, let me be more descriptive. Maybe a snippet of that doo-doo that you just walked over. Okay, because we're talking about stuff being contaminated.
That's the way you said doo-doo.
No, I got you. Yeah, so you spent a little bit of doo-doo, and so you're like, oh shit, that's some shit. But in actuality, it really ain't. And the reason why is because then when you do this number right here and you say, it's your fucking breath. You smelling your own fucking self. Now, because of the fact that you claim this as a red flag, when technically it probably, and I'm just speaking. Technically, it probably is not a red flag because we know what red flags really look like, right? We got that, right? So what we think is a red flag, because we get a snippet of something, we automatically shut down and go into defense mode, because that's what we do to preserve ourselves. That's what we do to take care of ourselves. And in that moment, when we shut down, because what we suspect is a red flag was really our own funky ass breath, guess what you just did? Come on, Tay.
No, because I've had a real life experience where I thought I was healed from this one thing. Again, we're talking about being a journey, because you're never actually healed, right? But from one particular thing, I thought I was okay.
Yeah.
We're talking about the abuse situation, right? So it wasn't a red flag for me, but I was still triggered by someone. And you can be triggered by people you're dating just as well as people in your family.
That you're not dating,
right.
Correct.
So I realized I was triggered by somebody I was dating, right? And like to what exactly what you were saying, Doc, you know what I did? Realized I wasn't healed from it. That sent me in a whirlwind, because, well, damn, all this work I've done and this, that, and the other, and self-love, and I'm supposed to stand on that, and I'm a wellness coach, so I have to make sure, so I had a whole moment, right? So because nobody's perfect. Gotcha. And we're all a work in progress, and it's a journey. It's something you continue to do. You never get there. Yeah. So, but I was able to identify it. To your point, I was able to. Oh, well, damn! I'm about to bump my head into some. Let me go this way, because I know what they look like now. So, but I dealt with it, to your point, Pearl, in a different manner. But I was still triggered. And I still had a little breakdown.
Well, see, it's like getting into a car accident. It's like getting into a car accident. So if you get into a car accident and just because you were in a car accident and you got smashed up doesn't mean you won't get back in the car. Some people, it takes a longer time for them to get back in the car. Sometimes they don't go the same way they did before. Sometimes they'd rather be the driver, so they're in control as opposed to the passenger. But it doesn't stop you from doing it. Unless it really, even traumatic as it may have been. I mean, I broke my face. I have a plate in my face.
Yeah, but you still flinch every time a car gets too close to you.
So it's like it's not so much. But see, it's almost as if it might not be a realistic fear, but it doesn't mean that I'm not sometimes afraid. And that's the same thing it is sometimes with dating. You might meet somebody, and they might do or say something that causes you to go, ooh, oh. But here's the thing about that, ooh, oh, ooh. Here's that, ooh, oh, ooh. This is what I do now. When I feel that, ooh, oh, ooh, I say something about it. And and the reason why I say something about it in the moment is because they may not know that I was in this this problematic situation, and it may not be something that they stand on. They might be like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to touch your neck like that, or I didn't mean to say a certain thing like that. Because at the end of the day, when you're with somebody and you're dating somebody, you're getting to learn to know somebody, you're actually giving them the tools they need to get to know you. Absolutely. And you're not putting up all these obstacles.
But it's also seeing those moments and going, can I deal with this long term? That's something that you have every right in the world to say, nah, I don't like this.
You're absolutely right.
Able to deal with this long term. Because when you ignore it, it builds.
And that's why I said that.
Your own breath, right? Like you said, could be. But in my own breath, I know, we can't add no more doodle to it. This is
why I say in this situation, the best thing for you to do is when you feel something like that, speak up.
Absolutely.
The problem is we like to think that, because people are not mind readers.
Right.
Yeah,
Communicate.
but
I'm
people
not
are also
mind readers.
afraid of confrontation. And even
I'm not-
doesn't feel like a confrontation, for some people it is.
I understand. And here's the thing. Here's what people
how
have
to
to
do
start
it
learning how
when
to do.
Do I
People have
said,
people have to start learning how to do this thing right quick.
what was I about to say?
Not every disagreement is an argument.
It's an
Again,
argument.
that's each person's different experience.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm learning. Like again, I'm learning a
You're
lot
learning
about
that.
myself.
Gotcha.
Paying attention. That's why I have nothing to say really in terms of whatever. Because that's why I'm sitting on the sidelines, because I don't know how to swim, boo, and I'm not trying to do it. So
Come
how
on in
about
here,
we do this?
Nana. Come on in here.
No, I'm good. How about I just sit? I'm not even going to sit on the side of the pool and have my legs in it. I'm just going to sit over here
Gotta get in.
until I get right. Because at the end of the day, I feel as though that's the issue. The issue is maybe I'm, like you said, maybe the doo-doo coming out of my mouth. I don't know. Maybe I'm not right, and that's why I'm getting the bullshit. Maybe
But
that's
we
what
all
it
got
is.
our things though, but I think it's what we're all
Everyone,
saying. We do agree that like we recognize we got our own shit, right?
Everybody got their own
Absolutely.
shit.
Because the only way that doodle gets into the pool is someone's bringing it in.
Like,
We
everybody
each
got in
bring
here,
it in.
so we all brought some with us.
We all bought some. It wasn't under our shoe. It was with us.
Everybody has issues, and everybody's going through stuff, and everybody, especially if you got to our big age, you've gone through things, right?
Right.
And
Right.
the reason why we're not with somebody, or we not married, whatever is single essentially, is because there are other things that have gone on in our lives over these past however many years, and there's there's stuff. So at the end of the day, we got to recalibrate our stuff.
I don't think the problem or anyone is doubting that we all been through stuff. It's just no one, or it seems like some of us are refusing to learn from that stuff and going back. In an insanity thing, we're doing the same thing over and over again. And that's why I said you get comfortable in your way and out here looking for someone to take your stuff that is just piled on after piled on. Like, you meet someone, you go, this is who I am, and they're gonna have to deal with it. Boop. No, sir or ma'am. It just doesn't work like that.
That's how it goes, right?
Well,
I feel as though the most important thing is, like, at this point is like, what is a lot of people have to figure out what is your goal. What's our goal? And we don't have the same goal.
Yeah.
They have got to align.
That's the problem. It's just goals. It's not like I don't have to like potatoes because you like potatoes. I ain't gotta like that's the problem. Like, I like potatoes, so you don't like potatoes.
Yeah, so
like,
we can agree to disagree and still live in harmony.
That's not a thing. Like we could be the total polar opposites, but as long as we have the same goal in mind, that's where the magic happens. And so a lot of times people don't understand. That's the problem. People ain't goal setting.
Do you feel you know your goal in dating?
Who, me?
Yeah. You said
yes.
She said she's doing. That's why she's sitting out. She's sitting on the sideline.
Yes,
what about y'all? I got you. I got your miscommunication.
Yeah,
what about
y'all? My goal. I do know my goal. I do know my goal. And the thing about it is that, the last thing I was in, the beginning of it, it wasn't so much. People say, "Oh, the beginning is all roses and wonderful and whatever." See, the beginning of it, and even down to the last conversation. The consistency, that was so important to me. And I realize now I need that. So moving forward in my next relationship, I need consistency. That was important to me. But see, the thing is, I didn't know that. I might have craved it, but didn't know how to ask for it. Or was craving it, didn't get it, didn't know how to, didn't know how to receive it. Now that I know how it feels, ain't gonna be I tell you, my last couple of relationships taught me a whole lot.
Okay.
They were not bad people. They just weren't right. They weren't my person.
Your person.
It. That's all.
So
I think that's what we get messed up because with this situation, my last situation, it was I wanted a person, right? And I got a person, but he wasn't my person.
Gotcha. Good point.
Gotcha.
Good
point. So ladies, miscommunication mentioned something that I jotted down so I wouldn't forget, which is recalibrating, recalculating, resetting yourself. You meet someone, y'all are vibing, things are jamming, and then you're jamming, and so then you realize maybe you got that, that little snippet, and you're like, wait a minute, oh, okay. And you sit down and have a conversation with yourself, as miscommunication just described, and you feel like, okay, you know what, maybe I need to recalibrate myself. Let me recalibrate me, because I might be just tripping. Like, truly, it truly may be me that's tripping, not the other person. So number one, now miscommunication, you ain't got to say nothing on this, because baby girl, you done spoke this. So my top two ladies, are you able, and be real and honest with yourself, and if you can't answer the question, that's cool, because you might not be able to answer this question. Are you honestly able to recalculate and recalibrate yourself if you are honest with yourself? Number two, after you recalibrate and the other person has recalibrated themselves too, because we've had a conversation and we recognize, okay, I am this way, you are this way. Are you at a place where, after you've had this recalibration, to accept that person as they are, or are you just gonna say deuces because they didn't hit whatever it is that you wanted? Take your
Are we
time.
all answering? Oh, because
No, this for y'all. Up
It
top.
depends what the recalibration is.
Well, I was going to ask for like clarification in terms of, so are we talking about the goal, the like it in terms of, does it in alignment, right? We're talking about aligning with the person and like their goal for us as a unit.
Yes, you in this conversation, you both have the same mutual goal.
Okay.
I want a committed relationship with you. Right?
Okay.
I want this to grow into happily ever after. Right?
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
She said okay.
See, and this is what I asked this question. So,
sounds like a lot.
Because sometimes, keeping it real with you, you got to recalibrate.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Because seriously, it may not be 100% that other person. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I understood. Okay, gotcha.
Okay, so after you recalibrate, and that person, and y'all have had conversation, and that other person has recalibrated themselves, aka compromise, right? We come to a mutual understanding. Then you're seeing the true me. I'm seeing the true you. We pulled back because, and again, this takes time. So, ladies and gentlemen out there in audience land, I'm not talking about something that has happened in a 2 or 3 months period of time. I'm talking about something that has I'm gonna use your word, Pearl. This has been a journey. So we might be 6, 9, 12 months in, because we're pulling back layers. We're learning one another. So I've recalibrated, they've recalibrated, we are in alignment. Now the question is, am I able to accept them for who they are so that I can have this happily ever after? Take your time.
I answer.
Yes, it's easy. It's easy for me. I just say yes, because if long as it's not a deal breaker, like you know what I mean,
and that's why I said depends.
Like
yes.
Then and I have specific deal breakers, so I don't really think I don't foresee it being anything like that. So I would say yes, I would accept them, because they have to accept me too. Because I'm being accountable for my shit. Like they have to. I ain't, it ain't all peaches and cream over here.
Right.
That too. So yeah, if I accept them, then I expect them to accept me too. So yeah, like if we in it, boo, let's go. Like I accept flaws and all, and let's go. We building together, and we're gonna make each other better. Like that's how I look at it.
I think it goes with what I said before. It's asking yourself, can I live with this long term? That's what it is. Because it's like, okay, you can recalibrate, I can recalibrate, and it's still, I can't deal with this long term. So
are you still happy with the results? Like
that's how that goes.
Appreciate
That's the answer to that.
Oh,
So can I say this real quick?
I'm like, wait, you already said no. I'm
I
just
just want to say something real quick because I feel as though I think that one of the things that we didn't address is that a lot of times when when people think that they are relationship material when they're not.
Thank you.
That's another thing.
I'm getting ready to segue in there.
Okay.
Go ahead. I got you.
Because one of the things that I'm starting to realize is that in my singleness, right, there were things that I've gotten accustomed to, right? I've gotten accustomed to doing what I want to do when I want to do it and having to answer to it.
Yeah.
To it at no point in life, right? Like if I decide, Pearl saying, "Oh yeah, for March we're gonna do this for my birthday." Guess what? Get on a plane.
Let's go. Yep.
I don't have to. I don't have to. Not even so much ask, but I don't have to consider someone else in my planning, right? But then there's also this thing where, in my last situation, I was willing to take on a lot with no hesitation, and even when I did hesitate, what I did was I vocalized that. I said, "Listen, I didn't know this was going to be this hard. I didn't know this was going to be this serious. I did not know the depth of this situation. But because I have made a commitment to the relationship, I'm going to stick it out." Now, here's the thing. In that time that I was thinking about it, I was like, well, shit. Is that a good idea, though? Because not for nothing, I don't want anybody to ever sign up for misery prior to being tested in the trenches. And I was getting ready to do that. I was getting ready to sign up. What I got a man, let me sign myself up for this situation. And I feel as though that was right there. The fact that God said, you know what, it's not okay. I mean, I'm gonna get you out of this situation for 2 seconds. That was a blessing. Again, a lesson turned into a blessing. Because now I know that I may not be built for that type of situation.
Well, you got
I would never have known that had I not been put in that situation. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
It does.
It's good that you got that takeaway because we don't always walk away with something. So that's what I wanted to point out is that I think that it's good. A lesson is a lesson, but we don't always get it. That's why we keep going through the same things, right? So as long as it's a different lesson every time, I think you're on the right path.
So, I'm not getting the same lessons over and over again anymore. I used to get the same lesson over and over again. I'm not getting the same lesson over and over again, which means that God said they always say God will give you the same lesson over and over and over again until you learn it.
Yeah.
I think I've learned what I needed to learn, and now He's giving me other stuff to learn.
Yeah, right.
Okay. All right. So with that being said, miscommunication, you said something in the beginning of the show, which is, I am purposely single. And that baffles me. I'm being honest.
Why?
So when I hear women, and not just in that statement, sometimes it is oftentimes compounded with action. When I hear women who say, I'm purposely single, are you purposely single because, I'm going to use you, miscommunication, you said, I've tried this, I've learned a lesson, and at this point I recognize there's some things I need to do. I'm just going to sit over here on the pool side and I'm going to watch all this foolery that's going on in this pool. But I'm gonna just be over here sipping my mojito, and I'm gonna just chill out.
Not a mojito, good.
Yeah, I'm sit over here with my mojito, and I'm gonna just chill out and just work on me and do me. Which means maybe doing a little something. You might see some little eye candy, be like, oh hey, eye candy, or you just might just keep sipping on your mojito, and you do that little, what they say, take a sip, put a dip, and wave. You remember that? Yes, that may be what you're doing right now, right? Okay, but you ain't hitting at nothing. It's just I'm chilling, right?
So what the plan is this. I'm not going to look for anything or whatever.
No,
I'm gonna sit here and I'm going to purposely just sit and chill out.
Right.
Because what I'm realizing is that I don't want to get into a relationship for the sake of being in a relationship.
understand.
I want to get into the right relationship with the right person so I could so we could do the right thing together. What's been happening in my life, what I've noticed in my life is that if I go back and I really look at if I'm being honest with myself, a lot of those things, what the red flags that I chose to ignore could have saved me a lot of, healing time that I'm taking now, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like we're resilient. As a woman, I'm resilient, and I've been resilient for a long time. But there's only so much resilience a person can take, and sometimes you gotta take yourself out of the situation and the equation and sit your ass down and figure some shit out for yourself.
But why on the side of the dating pool, though? That's what I'm.
So you want me to get in the pool with you? Still want me to get in the
No, get away from the pool. I'm just saying, why not away from the pool in general? Why not?
I get what I get.
Because on the side of the pool, you still an option. You actually.
Here's the thing.
This is why I just hold on. I got your miscommunication because see, her act like she didn't hear what I said. She is sitting on the side with her mojito.
Oh, okay.
And she is sipping and waving. Hey.
Also, like a little bit. Is that what it is?
She's not entertaining per se.
So I misheard. Okay.
Yeah,
if somebody will take me to a dinner, to a whatever, to a movie or whatever, I'm not saying I'm not doing that. What I said is that
I got you. I understood the side of the pool.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But here's where I was going with the whole purposely single. There are a lot of women who say that they are purposely single because they are unwilling to change. They are unwilling, not you. There are some women that are unwilling to change. Now, that's not the narrative that they use. They say I'm purposely single.
Or intentional.
But in actuality, they are, and y'all talked about this earlier because I got it in my notes, which is I'm set in my way. Negro, you ain't doing it for me. And that man may have not done nothing wrong, may have done everything right, but because for whatever reason, which is why we were talking about the healing crack, they didn't hit X, Y, or Z. That woman says, I'm purposely single, which and in her being purposely single, she puts on the facade that she's really happy. But at her core,
girl, lonely.
Just as lonely as she really wanted to
put that front on too. Oh yeah, I'm on purpose.
And that's what I'm on purpose. I'm on purpose. No, you're really not, because in your heart you really want something. So so my thought and question is, ladies, are y'all purposely, not miscommunication? She's just elaborated. We've already. Girl, enjoy your mojito. You want me to bring your margarita? But seriously, and I don't mean to keep picking on Pearl and Tay up here. But because miscommunication has explained herself very well this evening. So what I'm saying is, ladies, are y'all purposely single?
Girl,
I'm gonna let Tay answer because Tay also got a wrap up.
Girl, no, I heard you. Go ahead.
Looking to be chose. All right.
To be chose.
Looking to be chose. But I will say also to that, I have been intentfully putting myself out there or making myself available, actually getting out of the house. That's what it looks like for me, because I like my house. I like to be here. I like my space. Okay, it's peace here. But yeah, like just actually getting out the house. I'll say that.
Okay.
Okay. So I am not single. I am actually dating someone and been dating someone for a while. But ... When I was single, I was intentionally single. I didn't sit on the side of the pool because I didn't want nobody to see. I don't want nobody to come and wink while I'm drinking my mojito because I was in a different stage. But purposefully single and sitting on the side of the pool kind of sounds like not you, miscommunication. A lot of people do that to kind of still partake in that stuff, but knowing they're never going to change to be purposefully in a relationship. So I say that. So I am still in the pool with the intent to come out of the pool with hopefully the person I'm dating the person I'm dating, like, let's get away from this shit, right? So, yeah. Mm-mm.
So audience, I just realized we've been having a good old conversation. I just saw it's like 10 after 7 or whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry we went over a little bit, but yeah, but here's
It was good. It's a good conversation.
It was good. But here's my takeaway from the ladies, and hopefully if you didn't take this away, you'll get it now. Number one, on behalf of those that are interested in Tay or any other single person.
Go ahead.
No, I'm being dead ass right now. Number one, stop DMing people. Mm-hmm. Now, the only reason why you should be DMing people, men and women, is if y'all are long distance away and you don't know how to get in contact with them. Mm-hmm. Okay? That's when you DM that person and you say, hey.
Or business inquiries only. Sorry.
Correct. Or if it's business. That is correct. But for the personal use or trying to meet someone, ladies and gentlemen, I know everybody loves technology, but technology does not replace direct personal communication. Pick up a phone and call somebody. Now,
you may number say, so they can call you.
Yeah, because they may say, hold up. Well, I don't have that person's number. But you know what? When you do DM me, then DM me correctly. You tell me who you are, how you met me, or where you saw me. And you provide me with what your intention is. Again, I just want to have a conversation. I would love to get to know you better. And you provide me with your contact number. Now, I may or may not reach out to you, just depending on as I do my research. And I'm speaking for all these women up here because we grown women. This is what we do. We do our research, fellas and ladies. We do our research. And don't think that you can hide, because everything, and especially if these ladies need my help, I'll find you. I don't care how far you are.
I can't.
I will find you. Address and all. So, with that being said, I'm being dead ass right now. So with that being said, please understand there's a proper way of communicating your thoughts, your feelings, when you are interested in someone that will take you a whole lot further than saying, hey, Shorty, you look good and I want to holler at you. Baby, you ain't gonna holler at nothing but yourself. Now, the next thing that I heard here and I want to elaborate on is the whole thought of putting in work. Wednesday night, we had a fabulous show. If you did not watch it, please go back and watch the replay on our Facebook page, The Experience, or go to our YouTube page by the same name and watch Wednesday's show, because we kind of touched on this and had a great, fabulous conversation about it, which is a little bit of work, again, will take you so much further than no work at all. Confidence in a relationship reinforces the fact that you want to be with that person. And again, we're not talking about financial. We're not, because everybody's finances is different. Your love language may be different, because we talk about that too. But here's the deal. A little bit of something is better than a whole lot of nothing. I tell people all the time, if you're working, then having a piece of a job really is truly better than having no job at all, because at least you got some money coming in. Hello, thank you, amen. So what I'm trying to tell y'all people is start slow and begin to take the time, invest time and get to know that person. Stop trying to jump into somebody's draws so fast, because when you jump in them draws, we've already established that synergy is exchanged. There is human connection and exchange of energy that happens when we are intimate. So if you don't want to get digmatized, ladies, fellas, if you don't want to get pussy whipped, as we say on them streets, stop trying to jump into somebody's draws so fast. Take your time, have conversation, and slowly get to know one another, so that way we got this mix going on. And so when it does come together, it is solid. Start out, and we said it here this evening, start out the way you want it to continue and the way you want it to end. I've established earlier, my husband, he won't trying to get down initially. And that's cool, because that showed me the integrity and the type of man and the fabric of man that he is. And he has remained consistent. Actually, as time has gone on and things have changed, he's gotten a whole lot better. Hey, because that's my boo. But what I'm trying to tell y'all is, start out slow and take your time and get to know each other. Stop expecting something that's not real. Miscommunication said it earlier. I'm pulling everybody's thoughts here. Because miscommunication said, we get caught up on social media, we get caught up on these movies, we get caught up on all these other things that is not real. Real is what you and that person creates. Mm-hmm. Even what I'm saying right here may not be relevant to you. You know why? Because what I'm speaking may not be your truth. And that's being open and honest and fair. Mm-hmm. But one thing that I know for certain is that in any relationship, it is triangular. It is two individuals and a higher being in the center. And in all things, please keep that higher being in the center, because when you do that, everything is going to be blessed. That is my good word for this evening. Ladies, I'm done.
Ain't another word to add to that, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yes, we need a part 2 of this. We need a part 2 of this. Definitely.
We need a part 2 with some gentlemen, because women aren't the only one who are out
women
here.
Are not. Men and women
tripping over and into this pool. So,
absolutely.
But for all of you that joined us this evening, we appreciate you from the bottom of our hearts, and we thank you for joining the experience, where the experience is always good. Have a good night, guys. See y'all on Wednesday.